Alright, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it's Super here and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 1 video. And look what we have here. Omni-Man has invaded Mortal Kombat and I'm here to show you guys a basic character tutorial, give you guys some combos, some of, I guess, advice based on like an hour and a half experience that I played online and labbing him up. So here we go. Leave a like on the video if you're excited to play Omni-Man. Let's see what his taunt is. Oh, of course, you got to stroke that sweet, sweet Freddie Mercury mustache. So let's get started here. What I noticed when I was playing, obviously, I was using his stand 1-2. It's a really good combo string. Keep in mind, it seems like the frame data is not correct because I kept doing 1-2 and it says it's +3 on block. But I don't think it is because I kept getting mashed out of. And, you know, I was like doing a down 1 afterwards. So keep that in mind. It might be like 0, maybe +1, something like that. But I kept trying to use, you know, I was trying to use my 12 frame mid. If it's +3, it would have make that, what, 9? 9 frames, and sometimes I would get jabbed out of it. I guess maybe jabs are a little bit faster, but you know, this is a really good tool for you to stagger 1-2. You can finish the whole combo string if you want. It's safe on block. I think you could duck it though. That looks like the Superman punch from Injustice. I just noticed that. But obviously it's gonna be your best punish, you know, 1-2 into the stance, into the choke, into the grab. What are we gonna call this? A choke slam? No, the face plant. I'm just gonna call it the grab. The grab, obviously, stand 1-2, 7-frame punish, goes right into your combo string, into your grab in order for you to do, you know, whatever combo you want to do. So obviously that's a really good tool. Stand 2-2-2 is another good attack because the second hit is an overhead, and I found myself playing the mirror match. I kept blocking low for some reason, and I kept getting hit by that second attack. So, you know, it's a sneaky overhead. It doesn't, I mean, obviously the first attack even looks like an overhead, but the second one's an overhead. It ends in another high, but I'm pretty sure that's a block string. You can duck that one. I think you could duck this one if I'm not mistaken. Let's actually check it out. Why not? Duck, block type, stance hold, right? You know what? I'm the one using Omni-Man. I should be doing this. I could just do this. Whoops. Okay, so you can't duck that last part. We just learned something. Like I said, he's only been available for an hour. You can't duck that one either. Okay, there you go. Well, use 1-2-1 to or 1-2-2 at your disposal. Same thing with 2-2-2. Good combo strings. Obviously, 2-2 could also go into your grab right here, so it's very good. He has a 12 frame mid, which is this attack right here. It goes into this part, which is a high, and I'm pretty sure that you could duck, right? It looks like a Liu Kang type of situation. No, you can't? Okay, there you go. If you block it standing up though, you cannot duck it. But if you block it while you're ducking, then you can duck it. I'm talking about the high attack. So if you block it, if you block back 2 or back 1 when you're standing, it doesn't seem like you could crouch the high afterwards. You're kind of stuck there. But if you block it ducking, then you will be able to. So keep that in mind. But 12 frame mid right here for Omni-Man, really good. Look how much this moves him forward. It's really, really good. It leads into a launcher that leads into some really good damage, which I'll show you guys. But probably the best thing now that I've gotten accustomed to him a little bit more, because I was just doing this, and then, you know, whatever else I was gonna do with the choke, you know, depending on what character I was using. But probably the best thing is just to do like a forward 4, and then 2-2 into choke, because then you know, you could still go into whatever you want to do depending on what cameo you have. For this Scorpion team specifically, I'm gonna do this. Now I'll show you how to do this combo a little bit later. So that does 40% damage, meterless, obviously, with 1 cameo assist. That's really good because Omni-Man by himself, like, doesn't really do a ton of damage. He does like average, below average damage because he has so much, you know, compared to some other characters, obviously, and he's so fast. But I'll show you guys how to do that specific combo because there's some like trick to it using the overhead Superman. So let's move on here. What other combo strings do we have here? I think the only other one is he has this forward 3, which is a low. It's a two hit hitting low. So keep that in mind because if you time this correctly, you're actually going to break your opponent's armor, which is really nice because it is a low. You can cancel it into your choke and go into pretty much the same combo. As you guys see, it didn't work right there because there's a little trick to it, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But this is a 2 hitting low, which is really nice because it could break, you know, some character's armor. Not every character, but some character's armor. Could go into the clap, could go into whatever you want. Wait, it can't go into the clap? Okay, there you go. You have to cancel it early. There you go. Okay. So other than that, his other main combo string, look how far I am, right? Okay, that was a little bit ambitious. Forward 4 goes more than character length for Omni-Man. I think it goes further if the opponent is actually blocking. Let me see. Just block all. Look at that. Look at that range. It doesn't even look like he's getting hit. That's crazy. It goes from so far away. It's nuts, man. But the good thing about that compared to a character like Scorpion that has a similar launcher is that Omni-Man's second attack, the punch that sends you flying upwards, is a mid, so that means you can't duck it, and it is safe on block. So you could throw this out whenever you want. Forward 4 from like character length, throw it out whenever you want. Be careful though because it is 18 frames, I believe. Forward 4, 17 frames, also off by 1, but it does have amazing range. Some characters have moves that they do that, you know, send them back. Like they're minus a lot, but they have a lot of pushback. Forward 4 able to punish it because it's 17 frames and it goes really far. So keep that in mind. That's your other really good combo starter. After forward 4, 1. This has a command grab at the end, by the way, if you guys want to use it. You know, if you want to change up your combos. Like, for example, if I'm using Cyrax, I could actually get some cool extended combos with calling in the Cyrax assist after the slam. But most of the time, you're going to want to do just forward for 1, and then go into your 1-2, choke, and then go into whatever combo you want to do afterwards. I'll show you the bread and butter combos that I do with Scorpion. My favorite cameo here, but other than that, those are like the normal moves that I use for him. Obviously a sweep, you know, if they block it, I don't think the overhead comes out. Let's see. Yeah, so if you block it, the overhead doesn't come out, but if they get hit, then it's an extra hit with the overhead. But it, like, there's no overhead low mix-up because obviously the overhead only comes out if they get hit. But it's a really cool looking sweep for sure. Other than that, stand 4 I don't really use, stand 3 I don't really use. And he does have this overhead attack which goes full screen, but it does not have any invincibility, I'm pretty sure, because I've gotten hit out of it multiple times. If you're closer to your opponent, it's gonna go behind them, compared to like if you hit him from here, it's just gonna go pretty much full screen, almost full screen, like half screen, a little bit past half screen, because that's character length. This is like half screen right there, so it's gonna go about half screen, and it's just a good tool to throw out once in a while, but I wouldn't recommend it too much because it is unsafe. Now let's move on to the special moves. Omni-Man has a ton of special moves and a ton of ways that you could avoid projectiles. I haven't really used the clap too much, even though it's really good because, you know, this hits from really far and it negates projectiles. It's really fast too, so your opponent might not be expecting it. But most of the time, I don't really use any projectiles with him because I just want to be in your face, and this goes so far that usually I'm in your face no matter what. Look how far that goes. But the clap is always good, just throw out once in a while. You could do it in the air as well. So if you want to give your opponent the clap, you could give it to him at any time by ending your combo with it if you want. You could end your combo with the clap if you want, but, you know, there's more optimal ways to finish your combo, and you'll be closer to your opponent. But the clap is always good. It's not his wake-up attack. His wake-up attack is this right here, the belly bash. It reminds me of Boraicho so much. It does 110 damage if you meter burn it. It has armor, and if you don't meter burn it, it does 80. Kind of the same thing. If you want to use that move in the air... Whoops. If you want to end your combos in that move... Excuse me. If you want to end your combos in that move, you could do so if you want, if that's your thing. Let me see. What other moves does he have before we go into the stance? Because the stance obviously is his most important thing. Obviously, we have an air dash, right? So this air dash is very unique because it has a hit. So you guys see right there, it has a hit to it. You can't come down with a normal attack with the dash, so keep that in mind. This is mostly going to be, you know, a mobility option if you want some more screen time, but it's not going to be something like Natara where you dash in and start your offense. This is more going to be your combo extender. It's going to be a combo extender, and it's going to be something like if you want a little bit more space, you know, air dash backwards. Other than that, obviously, he has his Superman right here. This Superman's, oh my god, look how fast this is. This thing goes full screen insanely fast. I'm actually curious how fast this is on the ground, because it looks like Superman's super move from Injustice. It's 22 frames, but it seems like it's faster than that, doesn't it? It's crazy. You're not gonna really want to use it full screen too much because it's punishable, but the air version, if you're higher than your opponent, it'll actually bounce your opponent. So that's a trick with some of these combos that I've been showing you. I'll show you guys right now. So if I do this normally, you guys see that they get bounced like far away, because if they're above Omni-Man, then it's not going to cause a bounce. Let me see if I could demonstrate. There you go. So it kind of tracks your opponent. See, it even goes upwards. So it like tracks your opponent. So the only time that you're actually going to be able to get a bounce is if Omni-Man is higher than your opponent. So for example, right here, I have to wait for... I have to let him drop a little bit far to the ground in order to get the combo that I want to get. So it's gonna take a little bit of timing, because you're gonna have to fall down after 2-1-2 in the air. You have to fall down a little bit and then do it. If you have too much gravity used up, there's a chance that it might fall, but for the most part, it's really consistent if you just use one cameo. There are specific combos that I have where you use 2 cameos where it's harder to get, but you guys could, you know, practice those if you want by yourself. But this is really good because this goes pretty much full screen. If your opponent shoots their projectile and they're in recovery, you'll be able to get a free punish. And then the beauty about the air dash, or the beauty about the Superman in the air, is that it actually bounces up twice. As you guys saw that, I started my combo to bounce. I started my combo with a bounce. And then I was still able to get another bounce as long as I am above the opponent. So 390 damage off 1 bar. It does 80 off no bars. So I'll probably recommend not to spend any bar on Omni-Man when it comes to his combos, because you're going to be able to do like his normal bread and butter combos about 36, 37, 38, 40%. And with a bar of meter, it's not really going to change the damage, to be honest with you guys. But this is really good. You could instant air it. You could do it like right off the ground. Punish somebody like a Kung Lao hat, for example. There's a gap in between where you could jump and do a dive kick. And if your opponent's just like mashing out, obviously your opponent could block it because you recover so fast after the Kung Lao hat. But if your opponent isn't blocking and they're not expecting it, they might get hit by it. Not only that, but like I said, it goes full screen. It's just such a good tool. But now let's talk about his most important tool, which is his stance right here. You cancel it by pressing down and right trigger. It actually recovers pretty quickly, and it has a couple of moves that you could do. One being obviously the choke, which is just one. It's going to be your main source of damage, your main bread and butter combo starter. Then you have the 2, which is a really cool combo ender if you could get the combos down. I could do something like this. Look at that. Doesn't that look sick? It does 370 damage pretty much, and it ends with this right here. Some characters like Darius, you could actually get a full combo after it. And the cool thing about this move is that, you know, obviously it's to counter zoning. It does almost 200 damage by itself. It's really good. You could have Scorpion knock you out of it, but you can't really get much. Maybe like very specific timing, or in the corner you could definitely do it for sure. But very specific timing, you might be able to time Scorpion to come out. But for the most part, this is going to be an anti-zoning tool. You could do it from the air, obviously. A way you could combo into it, if you just want to do it for some style points, is, you know, you could just go into your air 1-2 and then meter burn this. Actually, you know, you don't even need to meter burn it. If you time it correctly, your air 1-2... after a launcher, you will be able to... Here, we'll do this one. It's a little bit easier with this one, I'm pretty sure. Whoops. Your air 1-2 stance into the rush attack. What are we calling this? The backbreaker? I'm just gonna call it the backbreaker because he like rips your spine or twists your spine around. But this move is just like really cool looking. It's to avoid projectiles, go behind your opponent. You also have forward and right trigger, which sends Omni-Man dashing up, flying right behind your opponent. And he recovers really fast. So keep that in mind. It's gonna, you know, you're gonna recover really fast. But if your opponent like times it, there is still possibility that they're gonna punish you. So keep that in mind. But I was playing versus Sub-Zero. They would put down the ice clone, and I would dash behind them right in time, and it would actually punish them putting down the ice clone from full screen, which obviously is very useful. You could do it from the air as well. One thing that I like using, oh here, I actually have them. But you could actually do the same thing that I was doing with Raiden, which you do your stance, and then you bring out Striker. And then you sort of cover your ass just in case your opponent tries to hit you. And, you know, if they don't see Striker, they might try to hit you. But Striker has your back. Oh my god, the input shortcuts on that is crazy. Striker has your back, and then you could go into whatever combo you want. So, look at that. From your opponent trying to punish you. Like I said, I'm holding back, and then I'm going forward. But I like playing with input shortcuts because it helps me do stuff like this easier. But anyway, you could go into your stands, call in Striker, and then do whatever you want from there. So it's a good tool in my opinion. Especially if you're using Striker to go behind your opponent. But at the same time, it is really fast. So, you know, at any time, you could do your stance, and then you could, you know, go behind your opponent. If they're not expecting or they're doing something, then you know what? You're going to get the free hit, free damage. He also has this overhead move right here, which in the corner you could combo it by himself. But as you guys see, it's a little bit too, Could I cancel into anything? I'm trying to see if I can cancel into... No, I can't really get that. But the cool thing about Scorpion, with Scorpion, of course you could get it. And then you could go into another one. Or you could go into a Superman right there. So this overhead is really good because for the most part, it's pretty safe on block. Like, I've done it so many times and I have not gotten punished. This says -22 on block. But there's so much pushback that it's really, really hard to punish this attack. So I'm going to block there. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna see if I can punish it with anything. I wonder if you could up block it. Okay, so up blocking it is a key. There you go. Okay, so we just figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. If you see him go up, oh, that's an easy punish right there. So obviously, if people block it like that, it's not gonna be punishable because there's just so much pushback. But if you see him go up, all you have to do is up block it. Whoops. And then you will get a free punish, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that beautiful? We just figured out some stuff for Omni-Man. You can get like a full damage too. Full combo. No matter what you want. And it's easy too because all you have to do is just hold up and block. Look at that. Omni-Man tries to do that versus me. Look at that. Free. Free every time. So do not try to use the overhead too much. But if somebody does get caught, because it is supposed to be an anti-zoning tool, if you do this when someone's doing a projectile and you actually get them, if you're using Scorpion, you'll have an easy time getting a conversion. Look at that. Almost 300 damage, 30% damage for anti-zoning tool. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. So definitely use that at your own risk, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, what combo could we do? Yeah, just something like this seems fine. There you go. I just made that up. It's pretty much like a modified version of my other combos anyway. So that is pretty much it as far as Omni-Man goes. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. If I am, I apologize, but I don't think I am. Obviously, his stance is where you're going to want to do the most damage with. Oh, obviously, I completely forgot about like the meter burn version of his stance right here. So a lot of people might be doing this, and you're like, what the hell, man? How am I supposed to hit them? Because, you know, you can't grab them. You can't do an attack. You can't do any projectiles. Well, the clap doesn't work. But the thing is, whenever they're in this stance, they're actually vulnerable to lows. So any low that you do versus an Omni-Man that's doing that is going to get hit. It doesn't matter if it's a sweep. It doesn't matter if it's a down 4, a down 3. Whenever Omni-Man does this, he's going to be vulnerable to low attacks. So you have to keep that in mind if you're an Omni-Man player, because I got caught by this a lot of times. If you get hit by a low, you're going to get hit out of that stance. And if you have a character with a low combo starter, like I was playing versus Sub-Zero and Kung Lao, and even though Kung Lao's hat was like going through me and I was avoiding it, the Sub-Zero was doing forward 3 and catching me with that and getting a full combo because of it. So keep that in mind as an Omni-Man player. But other than that, like if you do this, it's a 7-frame move, right? So if there's a gap, like I don't know what gaps does Omni-Man have. Maybe I don't know what gaps Omni-Man has. Hold on. Maybe there's a gap in between that. No, there's no gap in between that. But you have characters, if they have a gap in their combo strings, see, you get hit out of it. As you guys see, I'm trying to do it in the middle of a combo string that doesn't have a gap in it or might not have a big enough gap, and I'm getting hit out of it because it has no invincibility frames. So this is what I'm gonna do. Anyways, I could just do this. But it works with gaps too. You can wake up with that if you want, but you have to keep in mind that your opponent could hit you out of it. So it's something that I had to learn the hard way because I kept trying to wake up with it because I'm like, man, I really want to do this Ultra Instinct action. It is a 7-frame move, all right? It's a 7-frame move. So if you have characters, for example, like, I don't know, Scorpion, he has 214. Here, let's actually, just because Omni-Man is new, do this extra little bit for you guys. But pretty much that's gonna do it for the Omni-Man tutorial. If you guys don't want to watch, did he say no one?
Scorpion, Striker.
Yeah, I do have the Omni-Man voice actor. Alright, anyway. Pretty sure you could interrupt this. There you go. That's what I was talking about right there. So if you have characters that have gaps in their combo strings, you're going to be able to punish them with Omni-Man for a full combo punish if you spend the bar of meter. So this actually makes Omni-Man have an armored launcher, which is really cool, right? You're spending a bar of meter, but you're going to punish your opponent with pretty much an armored launcher. So it's pretty awesome. I'll just do this combo to finish it off. But Omni-Man pretty much has an armored launcher. If your opponent has a combo string with gaps in it and they keep doing it, it's going to blow them up because this is a 7-frame move. But keep in mind, you have to practice in lab what combo strings that could blow up. But, you know, your opponent starts doing... hold on, let me see. No, actually, not that. Let's do that. That's really cool, right? It's fucking awesome. I love it. I love it. This is so cool. I love doing this. Whoops. It's a little tricky sometimes, as you guys saw. Even I'm having a little problem doing it when it's just a raw ass command grab. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching today's Omni-Man tutorial. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. Go out there and play him. Let me know what you guys think about him in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time.